everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you all about how you can generate business from LinkedIn in 2022. Now, it's going to be slightly different, I believe, to anything else you've probably seen about this topic online, because it's been triggered off the back of a question that I was asked by one of our clients just this week. And it was the fact that they had spent thousands working with other LinkedIn experts, with other coaches, other consultants that are out there. They've done numerous courses, but what actually makes yours different? Because I've not seen any results through the activity that I've been out there and I've done. And it's a great question, because I've definitely seen over the last 2 years an influx in the amount of people that are out there talking about this stuff. And I get it. People are wanting to embrace these platforms and they see the ability to make money from it. But actually, I purposefully framed our latest workshop that I did this week around this message. And the message was that by just knowing how to use these platforms, how to use LinkedIn, so like how to optimize a profile, etc., or any other social media platform, in fact, is actually not enough. Just knowing how to use the tool will not mean that you'll generate results from it. And it's the biggest problem that I see in this digital marketing world, is that whether I'm looking at Udemy courses, whether I'm looking at YouTube, whether I'm on Google, the information of how to succeed on this platform seems to be exactly the same, but just recycled over time. And I'm getting quite frustrated by it, because actually what works on this platform today is completely different to what worked on the platform about 3 years ago. And it's not the tools, as in the actual things that you can do on the platform by ticking boxes, that actually makes a difference. There's fundamental things that you need to be doing from a psychological and a creative perspective that are really simple to do to be able to start seeing the results that you actually deserve from this stuff, right? Now, the common stuff that I see is that if you want to succeed, you need to, optimize your profile. You need to post some content. You need to build your network with your ideal client. You need to make sure that you're sending messages and starting conversations with people. And if you keep doing that, it will just happen. But what I've realized is that just isn't the case. And actually, in fact, it's this basic advice that's causing people to go out there and give it a go, feel like they're ticking the boxes, feel like they're actually doing the right things, because all of these people online are telling me that these are the things that will work. And after about 30, 60, 90 days of posting, of getting their message right, etc., they then look at it and they've got no results, and they sit back and they're deflated and they're like, well, why is this not working? Well, do you know what? It must just be that my ideal client's not on the platform. It must just be that the platform just doesn't work for me. The algorithm doesn't like me. And they believe that, do you know what? This just isn't right. And I'm just going to leave it. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, you just don't get it. And I wanted to create this video because I want to let you in on the stuff that actually works, because if you keep doing that stuff over and over again, you're just not going to get the results that you deserve. And if you do, then you're probably doing the three things that I'm going to talk to you about in this, plus many of the others that I talk about in the future as well, or you just got a little bit lucky. And I say that because there's one thing knowing what to do. There's another thing actually then mastering that skill, right? Using LinkedIn is a skill, and actually being able to get the results out of it is something that comes from mastering said skill, not just looking at it, ticking some boxes. I'm going to keep saying that because that is literally people's mentality on this platform, and hoping for the best. And when I look at this, the sheer amount of evidence that is out there to see that this works. And in fact, 2 days ago, I delivered that workshop, which had people that have had the smallest of successes when they understood this theory, through to people that have generated over £1 million in business. Our largest contract from a client that's been generated on this is £1.2 million. If you click the link in the description and go to watch that workshop, the story of how he did it is on there. It's plain clear as day. He's posted about it online multiple times. And with that kind of effect and with those things that you've got to be doing is like, when you're applying this stuff, when you're going out there and you're doing the things that these people are telling you, if you're then feeling that like almost borderline, I want to give up, I don't want to do this anymore, I actually understand it. But I want you to realize that it's not your fault that you're not getting results. The reason you're not getting results is because you've only been told 25% of what you need to be told. And it's actually in that other 75% where the magic really happens. And when you understand it, it'll explain exactly why you're not seeing the results that you believe that you deserve. And luckily for you, in this video, I'm going to uncover 3 of the things. Now, there are lots more that we can go into and lots more that I did in that workshop and even more inside working with us directly. But these 3, I think, are the ones where people can make the quickest changes to get results, and also are the ones which I think people are making the most often. And number 1, to get straight into this for you, is that you don't currently have, again, I'm talking to you directly here and I'm going to assume that you have, and if you have, then great, first tick in the box, but you don't have a clear sales process / customer journey for a connection to go on that they actually then want to go on to start wanting to work with you. I can't tell you the amount of profiles that I look at, and I go to their about section or I go into any of the content that they create, and their call to action, their clear next logical step is a Calendly link saying, if you want to book a discovery call, click this link and fill out the information. Unfortunately, if you want to build a pipeline full of inbound inquiries, people just aren't willing to do that anymore. You need to fill your profiles up with resources that people want. And to give you an example, over the last 3 years, I've created numerous lead magnets, is what they're called in marketing. And they have been things that I've thought my ideal client wants. But what I've realized is that they weren't really. I've tried hundreds of them and they've not generated any results at all. But the one that we've got live right now, it's been live for about 6 weeks. It's called the 100 Content Ideas Guide. It's completely free. You can find a copy of it below in the description. It'll be linked there for you. But that's now been downloaded just over 1,400 times. And it also then has clear logical next steps when people download it. So what we're doing is offering loads of value at the front end and then leading people down a sales process, which just starts to uncover the problem they've got a little bit further. So once you download that guide, you then get 2 options. You can go to a workshop, a live workshop that I run every 2 weeks, or you can come to and book a content strategy call where you talk with me or one of the team to be able to work it. It's a friendly relationship building process that captures leads and nurtures them through to the point at which they become a customer. You need to take a moment and think about what resources could you build? What could you create that your ideal clients want that you can then put onto your profiles so you've got a next clear logical step for them to take? Number 2 is probably the one which I think people miss out on the most. And whenever I do strategy sessions, I'll look at people's websites, I'll look at the content that they create on LinkedIn, I'll look at the content they create anywhere else. And one of the things that I've realized is that the messaging on their website, the messaging in their content is very much features and benefits information. It's this is what we do, this is why we do it, this is our story. In content is this is what I do, this is like something that's happening in my life, but actually it's got no relevance and no like specific information into what that client may potentially be thinking and wanting at the point that they hit your landing page, your website, your profile, or your content. So what I like to do is get people to highlight the lost opportunity that their ideal clients are having or experiencing by not solving the problem that your business solves. What I see in sales messaging all the time is people selling a destination. So it's like, if you come and work with us, we'll take you from here to here. And you're relying on that potential client wanting and believing in hope that you can help them achieve things that they're not currently achieving. Now, from a psychological perspective, this is where I think we have mixed messaging and the reason why we're not converting in the ways in which we could. Because the moment we reframe that, the moment we make the change and we actually look at what is the opportunity that they're currently missing out on by not solving the problem that you solve, suddenly it's not hope. It's realistic, normally common sense outlook that's needed and going, actually, yeah, you're right. Like, I am missing out on this. I am leaving all this opportunity on the table. And what I found is that by framing that message, you have a much better connection and a much better conversation because they get it. Your clients understand it and they realize that you can actually help them with it. It's the moments that we connect, the change that someone can make, that things start to actually work. And in people's content, in your emails, on your websites, there's normally very little explaining what that gap is. What is the gap that they're actually missing? What is it that they can do to actually solve the problem that you've got? And what is it that they're missing out on by not solving it? Your task right now is to take that step back and think, what is that opportunity cost? What are they missing out on right now by not solving the problem? Then leverage that in your websites, leverage that in your content, and you'll start to see people reaching out to you because they'll start to connect with it a lot more. And then number 3 is actually one of my favorite ones. It's the one which, again, I think doesn't get as much credit as it deserves. And it's in our ability to communicate our belief in solving our client's problem. Now, this is something which is learned over time. It's a skill that is nurtured. We're not born with it, I don't believe. I never used to be able to speak very well. I've trained and I've got better at it day by day with practice. Now, when I speak to people and see them on Zoom like this, like the client that I was speaking to this week, I see how passionate they are. I see how energetic they are. I see how much they love what they do. But then you look at their social media platforms and they, for some reason, don't have the ability to showcase that online. There's a gap. And what happens is the fact that they're not generating any business because the person they're putting out there, the business that they're putting out there, is not actually one that fills our customers with confidence that you can actually solve the problem that you're saying that you can. If I look at all like the iconic leaders out there, like Elon Musk, Tony Robbins, I love, Mel Robbins, I love, Sarah Blakely, I think is absolutely incredible. You watch any of their content out there, all of these people have the ability to communicate with nothing other than 100% belief in what they're talking about. They fill you with such confidence that if you reach out and actually ask their business to solve a problem, that it's going to be solved. There is that much crap out there in the industries at the moment that I'm a part of and that I'm seeing, where businesses are saying they can solve a problem and they can't. That's causing distrust. That's causing a breakdown in trust. And therefore, people are finding it difficult to make decisions to buy things. Now, if you can come across in everything that you deliver, content, website content, email marketing, LinkedIn messaging, whether it's then on sales calls, on Zoom calls, in client catch-up calls, if you come at it with an energy and with the confidence and the belief that your business can solve this problem, if you can instill that confidence, that's what's then going to start drawing more and more people towards you. Inbound marketing, inbound leads, inbound business is generated when people believe that you can solve the problem that you say that you can solve, and they realize that they need it solving. That is it. And I know I'm going off almost in a bit of a rant here, right? But you need, again, to take the time to understand your message. It's a cliche. People talk about it in business all the time, but actually from what I've seen people do, they almost gloss over it. It's like this tick in a box again that people need to do to go through a business startup checklist. I'm sitting here and I'm like, no. Like, your message is what's going to draw people towards you. It's going to be the thing that makes you stand out. And what we need to do is make sure that we are owning that message. Like, for me right now, my message that I've been doing for the last year and a half is inbound lead generation, inbound business on the platform that is enabling us to be seen and get the attention for free. That's LinkedIn right now. I'm owning it on LinkedIn. Now, I have built 4 businesses on social media, 2 property businesses, an Instagram agency and a LinkedIn agency now as part of Pipeline 44 and what we're doing here. But I've done that in different industries, so I know this works. You've just got to believe in what you do with that much confidence. So when you're then presenting and communicating in every way, you've got to start showing up as the best versions of you that you possibly can every single moment you get. Now, to recap that, I know I've kind of breezed over that quite quickly for you, but they are really, really important. But you've got to start actually taking the time to get this stuff corrected and done. And these are 3 things out of like 20 that actually make up that 75% that you're missing right now. And I'm going to be doing this more and more as we go. But number 1 is making sure that you have your clear sales process in place that an ideal client wants to go through. Number 2 is highlighting the opportunity, the things that people are missing out on by not solving the problem that you solve. And number 3 is then in your ability to communicate with confidence and self-belief in every single place where you're showing up online right now. If you could go away and just make those changes, you're going to see an incredible difference. And if you'd like to find out more information, more into those 3 things that I've spoken about there, like I say, there's 20 of them. I cover even more in the workshop that's linked below. It's completely free. All you got to do is give us your email address so we can send you more value via email. Guess what? You can unsubscribe from the email afterwards if you don't want us to send you anything in future. But the workshop is there for you to be able to work through. It's free. It's available instantly. You put your email in it, bang, it's there. If you've got any questions, and please drop them below in the comment section. If you found this video helpful, could you please hit that like button for me? It really, really helps push these videos further. For me, I want to try and dominate with this content because I believe that this is the stuff that makes the difference. I've seen it time and time again. There are so many other videos that have got so many more views on them right now, giving you the basic information that every other person is talking about online. I commit to talking about the stuff that makes the difference. And if you believe that, if you believe me in that and you want to join me on that journey, please hit that subscribe button. And also, if you could share this with just one person that you believe this would help, I would be very, very grateful. I hope this has been helpful. I'll speak to you soon. Peace.